turn, become overwhelmed. Actually, Arjuna's term of what Arjuna experienced, we can call this similar to a panic attack in today's day and age, where we become very tremble, where we don't know what to do, we freeze. But it's important again to reassess where we're coming from. So, although we can be experts in our fields and we know what we're doing most of the time, it's important for us to surrender in humility, either to a spiritual master or to a guided expert that we need for our field, for our difficulties. So the breaking point in this verse is we could see that Arjuna tried every possible argument, emotional. He was an emotional. He tried morality, compassion. He had fear of sin. He tried everything, logic, everything that he could in order to stop this battle. Every possible argument that he could find. He argued so much out of despair but however, what was happening here is Krishna kept listening to him very silently, like he always does to all of us. He's the Paramatma in our heart. He's always listening to us. He's always making notes. How is he feeling? He knows everything without us saying a word. But this is the breaking point here, is that Arjuna actually stopped pretending that he knows everything. He actually stopped using his intellect for once and just truly surrendered to the problem, because he had no other way. And he finally says to the Lord, I'm confused and I need guidance. That honesty opens the door to a lot of it, especially to the Lord. The Lord loves humility and honesty for most of us. Regarding humility and honesty, actually, I would like to recite this small story, which is about a tabla teacher and two new students that he had. Is everyone okay with the pace, or am I okay? Okay, cool. So there was this tabla master, and he had two new students. So one of the students went up to the teacher and he said, "Teacher, I want to learn tabla." And the teacher asked him, "Okay, that's fine. I'm happy to teach you. What do you know about tabla?" The first student said, "I know a little bit. I know a few rhythms. I know a few patterns, a few mantras, but I want to learn more." Then the teacher said "That's fine. I'm happy to teach you. Your fee will be 50 pounds. And then the second student came, and he went to the teacher and said the exact same thing. He wants to learn tabla. And then the teacher asked the same thing as he asked the first student. "So what do you know about tabla?" And the second student actually said that, "I know nothing. I am empty. Please instruct me. I know nothing." So the teacher said, "That's fine. So your fee will be 25 pounds. And what happened is the first student found out about this price discrepancy, and he went to the teacher and he asked the teacher, "Why am I being charged more? Why? When we are both in the same level?" The teacher said something very simple, is that before I must remove what you think you know first before I can teach you the truth, or before I can teach you what we should learn here. So this was actually Arjuna before 2.7. He was full of opinions. He was full of statements. Even though he was a learned scholar, he's one of the greatest Kshatriyas for his time. He still came with conclusions and statements that, "No, I don't want to do this." But because he was already full of theories and opinions, Krishna could not pour nectar on a cup which was already full. And this happens to a lot of us. A lot of us, we are not willing to listen to the Paramatma in our hearts because we come with the full of opinion that we don't need you. We're good ourselves. We have enough knowledge. We don't need this. So the same way, the Lord does not interfere with our free will. He lets us do what we want, unless we surrender unto him, and we say the exact same thing that Arjuna said when he bowed down and said, I know nothing, I am now your disciple. So what we can see here is that Arjuna was in a humble state of mind. He stopped pretending. He left his ego self and completely surrendered to the Lord and said, I know nothing. I now need your help. So it's important that in times of despair, we should not act like we know how to solve a problem. Sometimes you would have, another example is of a student who wants to learn, who doesn't know which subject to follow in school. So it's good to go to someone more senior who can guide him based on his experiences, which is the best subject for him. So again, Arjuna's state here was beautiful. So this should actually be our state, to always be humble enough to say that we know nothing, even though we know a little bit of the topic. Now, surrendering in this day and age is not an easy thing to do. For most of us, and for even the highest scholars, as we could see Arjuna for his time being the greatest. There is a verse in the Srimad Bhagavatam where Queen Kunti, it's about why pride blocks surrender. It's the Srimad Bhagavatam on Canto 1, verse 8, and text 26. I think I kept it there. If we read the Sanskrit together? Yeah. We'll read the translation. Okay, cool. We'll read the translation. So it's got here. Sorry, I haven't got it open for some reason. So, my Lord, your Lordship can easily be approached but only by those who are materially exhausted. One who is on the path of material progress, trying to improve himself with respectable parentage, great opulence, high education, and bodily beauty, cannot approach you with sincere feeling. So here we can see that high birth, wealth, education, beauty, these can create pride and block surrender for a lot of us. When life is too comfortable, we don't feel like we need Krishna. We feel like life's fine. Why do we need the Lord? However, one of the key learning points here is that Arjuna had all of these four qualities: high birth, wealth, education, beauty, you name it. Yet he surrendered. Until he could not anymore. So this is why Arjuna shines. Now, to move on to the act of surrender, we should also talk about the importance of having a guru or someone who is a mentor to us, who can help us to progress to that path spiritually, especially spiritually. So the Lord here actually on chapter 4, verse 34, if we open that up. 434. I should have it already there. Okay, should we read the... It's okay. Tadvidi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadakshanti tejanam jnanistatvadarshina. Translation: just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self-realized souls can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth. So here we should actually realize the importance of having a guru or someone who can lead us to Krishna. So it's important to follow a guru as well, of who is in line of a disciplic succession. Srila Prabhupada stated very, very often that it's important for us to follow a guru who's in the disciplic succession, because they are the ones who Krishna has taught, and then from there the parampara has come down to us. So having an important disciplic succession is important for us to learn from this guru. Having a guru will help us to go forward in terms of our spiritual life. We should surrender to our guru in order to progress in our spiritual life. We should always ask the guru. If we don't have a guru, we should look for a siksha guru, a mentor, a guide, someone who can put us in the right path. A lot of us might think that we know how to deal with philosophy or how to deal with spiritual topics. However, that tends to be not the case. We think we know, but going into a disciplic succession guru will help us to learn the appropriate way, the right way. In this day and age, having a guru has become also a fashion. So I have a guru and I do this, I do that. But a lot of the times, people approach the guru usually to talk or boast about things in their material life. This still happens. Oh, my son is moved to the US. Oh, my wife has got a job here and there. I've now acquired this wealth. And a lot of them are still not inquisitively inquiring about the purpose of life. They are still stuck in thinking material opulence is the way to go. Actually, there's a beautiful story, not a story, but this is Srila Prabhupada's father. So he used to invite sadhus at home. And these sadhus, they used to come to their house and to bless. And one of the things that Srila Prabhupada always used to ask these sadhus was, please bless that my son becomes a servant of Srimati Radharani. So we can see here that this is one prayer that created the world's greatest Vaishnava ambassador, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So this is actually real surrender. When parenting is used to advance in spiritual progress, not just for us, but also for our future generation, that is real parenting. That is real success. And not to forget also, not just about surrendering to a guru, but also surrendering to our parents. They're also our first form of guru. So we should always obey parents as well, because they can learn from them in this matter. So we can see here that this is the real success, is when we become more surrendered into the spiritual life. There's actually another story that Srila Prabhupada said, which is very nice, and I'd like to share with you all, because these are very great insights, and following Srila Prabhupada, we can learn a lot from him, as we all know. So there's this story of a boatman and a scholar. So there was this scholar and a boatman. So they were traveling by the sea. There was just a scholar and a boatman. So they were traveling, and then this scholar went to the boatman and said, "Sir, do you know philosophy?" And the boatman said, "No." Then the scholar replied with a bit of an arrogance, "So now you've just lost 25% of your life." And then the scholar then asked the second question, "So do you know logic?" The boatman humbly said, "No, I don't." And then the scholar said, "Now you've just lost 50% of your life." Right? Now this is where it takes a turn. So suddenly a storm came. Right? The storm comes and now the boatman asked the scholar, "Sir, do you know how to swim?" And the scholar said, "No." So then what the boatman said is, "Then your life is 100% wasted, sir." So Prabhupada actually told us this story to show that material knowledge cannot save us at the time of death. We can be materially knowledge, we can have all the opulences, but that's not enough for us to save us at the time of death. Arjuna had worldly knowledge. He was a warrior of his class at this time. However, that did not save him. What did save him? Surrender did. Yes, Prabhu. Yes.
It looks like if you're born poor, if you're not educated, if you look ugly, and all that, it's an advantage basically, because you can surrender better.
Well, you can say that usually it's due to the karmas of the certain individual, but the learning point is that it becomes more difficult to achieve. So to achieve the lordship at that point of time, when you're in such a yeah. So yeah, hope that answered your question. So I would like to actually talk about the importance of human birth. Hare Krishna. So we should understand and realize that human birth is very rare. We've crossed 8.4 million species before we got to this human birth. It's a very rare and very precious body to have. We should not take it for granted. However, Maya Devi allows us to think we're doing fine, but most of the times we're not. So we got this human body so that we can do bhakti and reach the Lord. Even the demigods look forward to having this body, simply because in those higherly planets, the level of ecstasy is so high, and it tends to be very difficult for you to remember the Lord in those places. However, where we are situated is called Bhuloka, which is in the middle of the Swarvloka. We're in Bhulok, and then you have the hellish planets, Nargloka. Sorry? The lower planets. So I was just talking the three planets, the three planetary systems. So because of this, so this is the only place where we can achieve a real bhakti and actually get to the Lordship. However, we should use this opportunity not just of a human birth to do bhakti, but also to surrender to a spiritual master, because he's the key to get back to us, to our Godhead. So the level of satisfaction is so high, as I explained, in higherly planets, that it becomes difficult to think about the Lord. So Prabhupada, he states about this, is that considering all these advantages, a human being who does not utilize his human life to cross the ocean of material existence must be considered a killer of his own soul. If we do not use this opportunity of going back to Godhead in this human form, we are atmaha, killers of the soul's opportunity. Our soul cries for this opportunity. A lot of the times when we're listening to Bhagavatam or we're listening to classes, we are enriching, we are purifying, we are filling our soul with the happiness that it requires. Our body might be thinking, oh, I'm just listening, but the soul is getting enriched in this matter. So Arjuna actually used this opportunity very perfectly by doing what? By surrendering to the Lordship. Actually, since we're talking about Maya as well, since I've mentioned about Maya, I just remembered another beautiful pastime from Prabhupada, which I would like to recite, if everyone's happy for me to do that. So there was this is Prabhupada when he was with his disciples. So they were by the sea, and there was a huge ocean liner. So ocean liner is a big ship which has got a small boat attached to it. So Prabhupada's looking at that big ship, and he's looking at this small boat. So this small boat is attached to this big ship. However, what he could see there is that the small boat was actually dragging the big ship, which then Prabhupada thought, let me use this opportunity to bring a point to my disciples. Very beautifully, he asked one of his disciples, why do you think that the small boat is pulling the big ship? And then one of the disciples said, oh, maybe because the big ship is weak, right? We would think that's the case. And then, so Prabhupada nodded, because that was not the answer he was looking for. You can imagine how Prabhupada would be nodding. And then there was a second disciple who came across and he said, oh, it's because the engine's off. And Prabhupada said, aha, this is what I was looking for. So, similarly, when we look at this phenomena, what he's trying to tell us is that the big ship is our consciousness. Jai. Jai Sachinantana Chand ki jai. Haribol. So similarly, what he was trying to tell us here is that just like the big ship, it's us, the consciousness, our consciousness. And the small boat is matter, or in other words, Maya. So what's happening is when our engine is off, Maya can pull us in any direction it wants, right? She can easily use our three modes, Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas, to pull us in any direction she wants. And this is exactly what happens to us. We are being pulled by the small boat of Maya because we're allowing it to. The question is, how do we turn the engine on? What is the way to turn the engine on? The way to turn the engine on is by being Krishna consciousness. There's many ways we could describe Maya here. Phone addiction, lust, anger, laziness, pride. These drag us everywhere and anywhere, right? We struggle in life a lot because of these small factors. We might think these are small words, but they can expand into bigger phenomena. However, what we can see is the more we get into Krishna consciousness, the more we practice Krishna consciousness, the more we wake up early, we start chanting, we do our service, and overall, and we read scriptures and we learn more about this. This is the moment where we slowly start to turn our engine on. So, for example, you know when the cars, sometimes they don't turn on for a long time, and then you have to do like a manual key ignition, and then they... So we could say similarly, this is what starts to happen to us. So here, this is where Arjuna, when he surrendered in 2.7, this is what happens. His engine turned on. This is where magic happens. Sanatana Goswami was also was a big prime minister for his time. And he was a big minister, he was very learned, he knew a lot of languages. And he was one of the 6 Goswamis. He was very respected, well learned, he knew Sanskrit, he was very knowledgeable, people respected him like anything. However, he still did not know what was his purpose of life. When he came to know about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that's when he fell onto his feet. He fell onto Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's feet while holding a blade of grass between his mouth. Why did he do that? To show that he's smaller than the blade of grass. Even if he's that knowledgeable, even if he's that prestigious, even if people tell him he's so this and that, he still felt small. This humility is something that the Lord looks out for, and it melts him a lot. Because Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to tell Sanatana Goswami that please stop this. This humility is overpowering. It's too much for me. Please stop it. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually was getting overwhelmed because he was actually so attracted to his humility. So when he fell onto the feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Mahaprabhu gave him his mercy and filled him with a lot of spiritual wisdom. And with this spiritual wisdom, he went on to Vrindavan to pursue the mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And this is why we are also where we are today. It's also because of all of them. And our Guru Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, Jai. So, again, I will emphasize, humility attracts Krishna. ego repels him. He does not like people with ego. I mean, he's always been there. He's always going to be a Paramatma. He's always going to be our well-wisher. Just like a mother or a father or parents, they love their child unconditionally. So does the Lord, but 10,000 times more. We cannot really quantify that. He's so patiently waiting for us to come back to him. After lifetimes and after lifetimes, he's patiently waiting. It's fine. You don't want to come now? It's fine. I'll wait for you. This is quite a lot when we look at the Lord. He's indescribable. But one of the ways to reach him, as I stated before, is through surrendering to a guru and following his instructions. This is the most important thing. We can have a guru, but we have to follow his instructions. If we do not, we are at risk of falling down. So, with all this, today's Arjuna, which is us, I would like to say that, so this Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, verse 7, is not just ancient history. It's actually of psychological reality. We too stand very confused very often saying, should I quit this job? I don't like this. How do I face the suffering? How do I deal with loneliness? Which can be a big problem nowadays. How to practice spiritual life in this busy world? Maybe it's easier to just not do it. But this is where we go wrong. Arjuna actually here is teaching us that confusion is not the problem. It's actually refusing guidance tends to be the problem. We should never refuse guidance. We should always go and seek for answers, especially in spiritual life. So surrendering is actually not a sign of weakness. A lot of times we think if we bow down to this person, oh, we're showing weakness. This is our ego self-talk. It should not be that. Surrendering is not weakness. Surrendering is actually the beginning of strength. From there we can build a better life for us and our future generations. And especially give mercy to the Atman which came into this body in order to find its true meaning, its escape, and go back to Godhead. So, I'm not too far now, but I would like to just say, so...
Are you going to read the...
No, I'm not going to read anymore. I'm just going to... For what? The
format.
Sure.
So when you have a shloka,
Yeah.
read Prabhupada's.
Should I read Prabhupada's paper? Okay.
You said you were going to talk about it in the
Yeah.
next session, but like I once did,
Yeah.
I never read it.
Okay. I can happily go through it if you... The purport, yeah. Sure, yeah. So if we could open 2.7, the purport here. So I'll just read the translation again for those who have missed. Sorry. 2.7. Yeah, I'll read the purport actually, it's fine. So by nature's own way, the complete system of material activities is a source of perplexity for everyone. In every step there is perplexity, and therefore it behooves one to approach a bona fide spiritual master who can give one proper guidance for executing the purpose of life. All Vedic literatures advise us to approach a bona fide spiritual master to get free from the perplexities of life, which happen without our desire. They are like a forest fire that somehow blazes without being set by anyone. Jai. Similarly, the world situation is such that perplexities of life automatically appear without our wanting such confusion. No one wants fire, and yet it takes place. Right? No one wants problems, yet it takes place. And we become perplexed. The Vedic wisdom therefore advises that in order to solve the perplexities of life and to understand the science of the solution, one must approach a spiritual master who is in disciplic succession. A person with a bona fide spiritual master is supposed to know everything. One should not therefore remain in material perplexities, but should approach a spiritual master. This is the purpose of this verse. Who is the man in material perplexities? It is he who does not understand problems of life. In the Aranyaka Upanishad, the perplexed man is described as follows. Yo va etad aksharam gargi avitas maja lokat praitij shakrapana. He is a miserly man who does not solve the problems of life as a human, and who thus quits this world like cats and dogs, absolutely, without understanding the science of self-realization. This human form of life is a most valuable asset for the living entity, who can utilize it for solving problems of life. Therefore, one who does not utilize this opportunity properly is a miser. On the other hand, there is the Brahmana, or he who is intelligent enough to utilize this body to solve all the problems of life. Ya etad aksharam gargi viditwasmanam lokat praiti sa brahmana. Go for it. I think your mic.
Jai.
Yeah.
So what are the problems of life? Because most of the people will say, well, I got a happy family, I got a job, I got a mortgage and everything, so I don't have any problem. But he doesn't realize he's not fully happy. So what eludes him that he doesn't realize is a problem? What are the problems, real problems of life, in your opinion? Yeah.
In my opinion, the real problems of life is not knowing why are we here for. What are we here for?
Okay.
We can be born in a family which has all the high qualities, let's say money, fame, power, you name it. But if we're not questioning why are we here, what is our purpose, then we're not making the true progress. We could do this simultaneously if we could use wealth and high birth and everything in the service of understanding for the reason why we're here. That would lead us to a greater understanding and less problems. They might say this is not a problem for me, but in my opinion that would become a problem, because a lot of times things would happen but they are not understanding the root. Oh. Thank you. I don't know.
Problem solved.
But that was my opinion.
No, but I mean, a rich person, he can buy anything. How would a rich man then say, well, I think there's more to life than this? Like famous people, like the Beatles. The Beatles turned to Srila Prabhupada. And once Srila Prabhupada turned out at George Harrison's house, and they inquired, is George in? He goes, no, he's recording a song, something. But please, wait for him. So they all waited, and the disciples who came for the first time is Beatles home, So they're all waiting. And then George came in and they said, Srila Prabhupada's upstairs. So he went running up there and he did Danvat Pranam. And the new disciples, they just saw that, thinking the whole world turns to Beatles, and the Beatles is turning to Srila Prabhupada. So round of applause for that. And so he was famous, rich and everything, and yet he sat there, listened to Srila Prabhupada, and Srila Prabhupada talked about the misery of life. And then George Harrison, from that discussion, made an album, and in there he talked about the miseries of life. So you need someone to tell you that you might be comfortable, but it's an illusion. It's an illusion. It's an illusion. It's not going to last long time. So sometimes I think people should hear those wise people who are pointing out that what you think is happiness is an illusion, because you're going to wake up, you're going to get rude awakening. So you can prepare yourself in advance. So many rich people become devotees of the Lord, and they don't give their wealth up. They just, continue doing what they're doing, but they engage everything in the service of the Lord like that. So my question was, like many people are listening, they'll be thinking, well, I'm a student, and after I qualify, I'll get a job. Okay, no problem. Then I get a job, I'll have money, then I get married, then I have children, then the plan is this. What's the problem? They're solving the problem. But what is the real problem? And like you said, they don't inquire, why are we here? Why birth? Why death? Why old age? Why disease? While all these illnesses and everything, they come there. Why is it done that? And then even dukh also goes away. sukh even goes away. So it's not in our control.
Absolutely.
So that is, those are the questions I think we should ask. I don't know if somebody wants to share what they think is the misery of life. Yeah.
There will be a big list, I guess.
The real problem our scriptures describe our existence now, currently, which is simply following what the animals are doing. Aha nidra bay maituna. We are doing exactly what the animals are doing, but in a more sophisticated way. We are eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. But we are doing it in a very sophisticated way. The animal will use his teeth and his claws to fight and defend. We will use missiles. Yes? Well, it's the same activity. Sleeping, we'll sleep in a mansion, Buckingham Palace. Or sleep like a dog can be sleeping outside. No clothing, nothing, no bed, on the street. But once asleep, you're both the same.
Yeah, 100%.
Once asleep, you're both the same. You don't know where you are.
Absolutely.
Eating,
sleeping, mating,
go to a fantastic banquet. Me and Ridas went to Kumabi on Friday. There was interfaith organized by the Catholics, representing one particular church in Kerala. So they're setting up a mission here. So it was a nice setup, banquet, British nobility type setup. But a dog will be eating outside off the street. But the satisfaction of eating is the same.
It's the same.
So Prabhupada said, if we are just following the same things animals are doing, how are we different? We have
our intellect.
We have a brain.
Absolutely.
Krishna has given us a brain. Use it to ask questions. Okay. I don't want to simply live a sophisticated animal life. There must be a higher purpose in chasing these goals. And our Guru Maharaj, these goals we're all chasing, which Queen Kunti, prayed, rejected. Saying, if you're chasing these goals, it's difficult for you to surrender. If you're chasing these goals, opulence, good birth, good education, it's difficult for you. But these goals are only goals you'll achieve in this life.
Absolutely.
Our Guru Maharaj said, when we speak, as devotees speak about our future, we're not talking about future in this life, is what next after this life. That's the questions, we should be asking.
We should ask. Absolutely. I completely agree with you, Prabhu. And yeah.
Yeah.
Akashavacha.
For me, Prabhu, it's like never-ending desires. That's why we have got this body and we came in this world. So, like we already know about it. Things are temporary. Let's say, get a good job and then 20 lakhs, 30 lakhs, 50 lakhs. We knew that even we reach 50 lakhs, we won't be able to we will be happy. But that happiness, that parameter, where that comes down all of a sudden when we reach there. So what I read about is like based on our desire plus mix of karma, we got this body, human body, animal body, and whatever it is. So overall for me is like we got a senses, and through the sense gratification, we got a lot of desires, and we are not able to control our desires. And of course, we have to divert our desire in the service of Krishna, but we are not able to do that. So that's the reason we got this body, and we have so many miseries. We already know that, but still we want to enjoy it, and that's why we are here.
Very well.
If you can respond to him,
because
people think it's wrong to desire. I don't think so.
No, desire is important. It's what you desire. Absolutely. So desiring is not wrong. It's what you desire is important. If we desire to know more about the Lordship, that is very important. That is all you require. And when we desire the Lordship, that's all He requires. Just one seed of desire. Once you plant that seed of desire, He'll do the rest. He'll bring the circumstances, the environments, the right people. He'll connect you to it. This is how we're all in Krishna consciousness. This is how we start. However, when you have material desire, this is when things take a different turn, because that is not our soul's purpose. So we should always try to purify our desires by making them Krishna conscious. By having desires that are Krishna conscious, that would not only lead us forward faster in every aspect of life, but most importantly, it will do justice to our soul, which has been taking births in this life and many other lifetimes, and hopefully we are trying not to do this again, and this is why we're all here. One of the biggest sacrifices that we can make right now is the chanting of the Maha Mantra. Just Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Doing this will be a great start for most of us. So that was my answer to it. Yes,
again, I think this ties down to the Srimad Bhagavatam verses you showed. Because if somebody has everything in life, it's very hard to find out something is wrong. It can take somebody like Buddha.
Yeah.
You know, he had everything in life. He was a prince, right? Opulence, wealth, beauty, everything. But still, somehow he came across a old man, sick man. That's what we read.
Yeah.
And then only he realized, and then he has to go and sat under the peepal tree and did all that things. So it's not easy to realize that you are in a big soup, basically.
So I guess to add to that is that the people who have come to these sort of births, in these sort of families, is also because they've desired these for a lifetime. This is an accumulation of their own karma. So the Lord never said, no, I'm not going to give you the life that you want. You work for it. It might take you lifetimes, but there, you've got it. But now that you've got it, now that you've got the high life that you wanted, it's going to take you time until you come and remember me again. So this is where it becomes difficult. So the more material desires we have, the further we become from the Lord. So it's important for us to keep our desires more spiritually focused, so that we don't keep pulling to the clutches of Maya. So
no, it's not only desires. If they achieve, for example, if you take Einstein, he achieved everything till his last breath. So where will he think that something is wrong? Right.
It's not exactly that something is wrong. He was usually doing his duty and helping the world, if that was what you were...
No, he had, the tendency to probe into the universe. What's the reason for that? He did all those things, but he never thought that what is life and other spiritual things. He never thought on those lines, basically.
He never questioned. I mean, there is some evidence.
Those things can't be proved by maths. That's why he went.
Absolutely. So some people are, as I said, there's different sorts of people who have different sorts of consciousness. They are more dived into the intellect. They're more gyanis. They don't question about this world. They are more of doing and learning and being scholars. So these souls eventually will come, like Prabhuji said, by the grace of the Lord, to someone who will question them and show them that we are in the wrong place. But that will also take by the Lord's mercy. And it's not usually in our hands.
In Sanskrit, there's one question which they say everybody should ask. Athato Brahma Jigyasa.
Yes, yeah.
Jigyasa means curiosity. It's not that you're in difficulty. You got to be curious.
Absolutely.
You know, like we have so many documentaries, they'll tell you how the cat behaves or the dog behaves. You're not interested in cats and dogs.
No.
But you're curious, like, I wonder how, they think
Absolutely.
and everything. And these days you got these short videos on YouTube that come on and it's hilarious. And some of them are artificial intelligence.
100%.
They're not real. They make the animals do
That's become a lot
what they're
more
not going to do. And so there's all this entertainment there. But Athato Brahma Jigyasa means, okay, all this seems temporary. Will it last? Is it guaranteed? Those sort of questions. And then once you become Jigyasa, and Brahma, it means Brahman, which is eternal, then all your even problems you don't have, you never face them again.
Absolutely.
Because now you're
got
on the
the
train
knowledge.
of eternity.
The Lord lamped it.
And if you don't do that, you're going to go into ignorance, as you say, and you're heading the opposite way. So Athato Brahma Jigyasa, I think that's where we come in. We should visit homes and tell people, have you thought about what after this?
Absolutely.
Is this guaranteed and all that? And they'll all agree with you saying, we're in anxiety every day. Hope we keep the job and hope this happens, that happens. They're in anxiety. So we should tell them there is a life where your anxieties go away. And I think Athato Brahma Jigyasa would be good.
And to add to what Prabhuji said, we should all start to distribute the Bhagavad Gita in this month of December to take more and more people out of this ignorance. So that will help us in this.
You came with me on Wednesday with a
yes.
So what was your experience like? Maybe you could share.
Yeah, so on Wednesday I went with Haridas Prabhu and another devotee, Rutuj Prabhu, and we went to a devotee's house personally to talk about the Bhagavad Gita. Usually we would have these book distributions on the street or on city center, but this was the first time I experienced going face to face. It felt a lot more personal. You could get a lot more out of this, and it felt like you could connect with the person a lot more. And the beautiful part is not that you would just be impacting them. There's a likelihood you'd be impacting some other people within his family as well, because it's so much more personal. So if you know people, family members who you know very well, I would really advise and really would really appreciate if we could share the Bhagavad Gita copies with them. The more closer people we know, the more hearts we can reach. So even if we can just tell them simple things about the Bhagavad Gita, but it's important for us to share this, because this is our path to liberation, to path to Godhead. So I wanted to also just add, based on everything that you've said, Prabhuji, is that science, we live in a world where it's mostly materially based and less spiritually focused. One thing I've realized is that when we look at science, science says this is how you do it, but science never says why is this happening. Another example I can give to this is, for example, the solar system. We have all these planetary systems working by gravity. You can look at the sun. The sun is at a perfect distance between all the planets, the earth and the sun. If the sun was just slightly more forward, we would have all burned. Now we don't question why is the sun at that exact position. Usually we would say there's a mathematical proportion for it, it's a mathematical equation, but that why is very important. Why is it that the universe, Krishna, allowed us to kept this distance? So the why is very important, and in life it's important to ask the why, not just do a duty, but question it and learn from it more. So that's what I wanted to add. I mean, if everyone has, I was just about to close anyways. So I'll just close it. So as I was stating before, so the moment the Arjuna said, Sisyasteham, I am now your disciple. This is when Krishna begins teaching. And what is the very first instruction? That Krishna says, you are not the body. Do your duty and always remember me. So whatever we do, we should always remember Krishna and be engaged in his service and be around devotees association and keep chanting his name, and a lot more that can be done. So Krishna did not only speak philosophy, he literally took the reins, the troubles of Arjuna's chariot. He's also willing to do that for all of us, but we just have to be willing to be open to him and allow him to take over our chariot as well. So unless and until we do that and we surrender unto him through our spiritual master and guru, he will just let us continue and will never violate our free will. So yeah, dear devotees, the entire Bhagavad Gita begins with a single moment, which is honest surrender. We don't need to be perfect. We don't need to know everything. We only need to say, Krishna, I'm confused. I'm weak, I'm yours, please instruct me. So let us conclude by softly repeating Arjuna's words. I'll say it. Sisyasteham sadimam tvam prapanam. I am your disciple. I am surrendered to you. Please guide me. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Okay.
Don't get off your horse. So another round of applause for him. That was really good. I mean, you came with me the other day, did 5 shlokas, and Maharaj came a little later. But so I was just thinking you'd done it for the first time, perhaps you're not experienced. But Manjunath had faith in you. He kept telling me we only gave him 5 shlokas. So now we gave you one shloka, and you chose 4 others. Anyway, so I think this was very mature presentation. So you surprised me. I think you surprised everyone. And I think this exercise we did for Bhagavad Gita, choosing different speakers, has shown the potential of different people, that they are also thoughtful and they are picking up things. I mean, some of the things you said, I would have said it, and you said something additionally as well, and your phrasing was perfect, technically and everything. You weren't fumbling, your thought process was very, very good. And I usually I stop people from going this way, that way, but I didn't have to. In fact, I admired that you put in Srila Prabhupada's stories as well, and reference to Bhagavatam and all that. And we wanted to model it, that this is how you do it. So that's why I came and said, can you read the purport as well?
Yeah.
Otherwise, everybody then would
Just
miss the purport and just carry on with their own, uvacha. So I'm really, really impressed. And so you can see now, we didn't really train him a lot, just by listening and behaving. And you can sit on this chair. And Manjunath Prabhu has, I think we'll delegate him this job of selecting different speakers. Give him a round of applause, because he's very carefully choosing and talking to the devotees. And next week we got another speaker as well. And at the moment, just before New Year, we are choosing different people to speak whatever they want to. But in the New Year, it'll be Nectar of Instruction. So on Tuesdays on Zoom, again, we'll choose different speakers. Then on Sunday, we'll select who else can do that. I am very, very happy with the Prabhu and others. Really, we were looking for speakers, and we had them here, but we never gave them a chance. So we apologize for that. But this has encouraged us that let's give everybody a chance. And the ladies also had their chances, and they did very well. And I think this yatra is growing very nicely. The other day, Vidya Prabhu went to the Indian High Commission in Birmingham and spoke about Bhagavad Gita, and then at Gita Bhavan as well. And on Friday, I was invited to be on the panel with others, Islam, myself, Christianity, and there was questions and we answered. And I think Vidya Prabhu, I think it was nicely presented, our Krishna consciousness. They were very, very curious. They asked us, I thought they were going to ask me a deep question. He goes, what is this? I said, that's the Hare Krishna sign. It's like a policeman. I said, it's the badge, so people can say, you can't do wrong because you're a devotee. Oh, he goes, oh yes, Someone said, we are having good experiences. And also Guru Sevak went to the Cambridge University. I went with him. We did presentation there. A small temple, but look at the potential. We are not doing anything. The Lordship is creating this opportunity. For what? To grow even the temple room. So we're going to do the extension, and I'm really, really happy that there's a good support here and people are contributing. But please realize what I'm seeing. I'm not seeing this extension. I think we are seeing the extension in the service we are doing and the speakers we have. And all of a sudden, I thought it was a burden that more people are coming. How are we going to train them? They're training us. They're telling us, hey, give us a chance. We'll show you what we can do. And they're doing very well. And same in the kitchen. Today, I was a little anxious that some of the devotees weren't there. But Akash Prabhu, he sponsored the prasadam. Give him a big round of applause for the anniversary. And so I was anxious, thinking, will anybody come to cook? But when I came, yes, the cooks were there. And Premanji, my boss at home I said, not here. And she always says, Jagannath ji kar denge. Jagannath. I always tell him, who's going to come? She goes, Jagannath ji kar denge. And not a week has gone that where even the main cooks were away, but somehow it came together. And the answer is the Lordship is in charge of this place, in charge of your lives. I like what he said, give your reins to Krishna. He can be your charioteer if you do that. So, Sachinandan Tachan. So, today we are celebrating an anniversary and also Rouhani's birthday. It was on the 4th of December, wasn't it? So please do put it on the forum, because I like to cheer everybody. Because I've seen devotees a little lazy. When it's somebody's birthday, they don't even say happy birthday, whatever. Go on the WhatsApp and make them feel important. Not only children, even grown-ups. Remind them they're getting old. Yeah, but it's lovely to greet everyone, say happy birthday, happy anniversary. Anil usually puts it for everyone, but I've noticed many others just read others' wishes, but they don't put it in there. happy birthday. So I would like more and more people going on there saying happy birthday. Pragnesh is good. He always has pictures and stuff like that. Let's greet each other. Please realize spirituality doesn't mean you don't smile, you don't have fun. It is fun. You laugh all the way to your next body, spiritual body. It could be fun, have fun there. I mean, when we went for this interfaith, they were all like bishops and all that quiet. So as soon as I go in, they go, Haribol, you're right, and they shook hands, so I had to beat back, and then I give them a hug, how are you, and all that. Suddenly the whole environment starts to change, and they say, what's in the bead bag? I said, it's a rosary, do that. I was smiling all the way, Vidhu was smiling, and they were all curious, like, who are these people? But when you smile, everybody can smile. Doesn't matter whether you're Catholic or Christian or whatever, you can smile. So we smiled, and it was fun. And even chat on the table wasn't that kind of serious or formal. Yeah, they were asking simple questions. So please, whenever you meet each other, do greet each other, ask them how they are, and if somebody didn't turn up one Sunday, just find out, like, what happened? Are you okay? Is everything okay? Please be human. I don't want devotees to be just chanting, not relating to anyone. It's not very nice like that. So another round of applause for him, please. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So now we'll do Aarti. And who's singing? The Aarti, I think Akash Prabhu. Okay, Jai. You did very well. Your phrasing is very good.
Please, can everybody stand up? We will now do Prabhu Gora Aarti.
नहीं रेडियो माइक ले लो आप रेडियो माइक आपको इधर नहीं वो तो जाता है आगे वो जाता है वो
जय गौरनिधाय 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 जय गौरनिधाय जय जय गौरनिधाय 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 जय गौरनिधाय
जय गौरनिधाय 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 जय गौरनिधाय
जय हो
की बजायो जयो गोरा चांदे आरती को शोभा जानावी तातवने जगा मन लोभा की बादाखी निताय चा भामे गदाधार भामे गदाधार निकायते अद्वैता श्रीनी वाशा चत्रधारा
द्वैत श्रेणी वास चक्रधार
वाशी आटे गोराचान रत रत्ना से मसाने
आते गोराचार रत्न सिंहासने
हो आरती करे ना ब्रह्मा आदि देवगाने
आरती करे ना ब्रह्मा आदि देवगाने
नरहारी आदि कोरी चमार दुलाया
आदि कोरी चामर डुलाया
संजया मुकुंदा वासु गोषादि गाया
संजय मुकुंद वासु गोषादि गाया
शंखा बाजे घंटा बाजे 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 ताले
शंका बाजे घंटा
बाजे 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 मधुर बाज शंका बाजे घंटा बाजे माधुर 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 बाजे
शंका बाजे घंटा बाजे मधुर मधुर बाजे
ओ माधुर 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 बाजे
मधुर 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 बाजे
माधुर 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 बाजे
मधुर 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 बाजे
नित्य गोरा हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल नित्य गोरा हरि बोल
नित्य गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल
हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल
हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल
नित्य गौर नित्य गौर नित्य गौर नित्य गौर
नित्य गौर नित्य गौर नित्य गौर
बाहु कोटि चंद्रजीनी वदन उज्ज्वला
कोटि चंद्रदीनी वदन उज्ज्वला
ओ गाला देशे वानामाला कोरे झलमाला
माला देशे वानमाला कोरे झलमाला
शिवा सुका नारदा प्रेमे गददा
शिवा सुख नारदा प्रेमे गादा गादा
ओ भागति विनोदा देखे गोरार संपदा
कोति विनोद देखे गोरार संपदा
ओ जय जय अति शोभा जगा जन माना लोभा
गौरांगेरा रोते शोभा जगा जन मानलो
ओ गौरांगेरो आरती शोभा जगा जन माना लोभा
गौरांगेरा रोते शोभा जगा जन मानलो
ओ जगा जन माना लोभा
जगा जन मानलो
ओ जगा जन माना लोभा
जगा जन मानलो
नित्य गौरा हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल नित्य गौरा हरि बोल
नित्य गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल
नित्य गौरा हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल नित्य गौरा हरि बोल
नित्य गौर हरि बोल
Hari bol, Hari bol, Hari bol, Hari bol. Nittai Gaur, Nittai Gaur, Nittai Gaur, Nittai Gaur.
Nittai Gaur, Nittai Gaur, Nittai Gaur.
नमायो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने
विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रसाय भूतले श्रीमति भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने
नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशधारिणे
नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पश्चात्देशतारिणे
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरा भक्त वृंद
श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरा भक्त वृंद
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरा भक्त वृंद
श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरा भक्त वृंद
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरा भक्त वृंद
श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरा भक्त वृंद
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण कृष्ण
कृष्ण
हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Bolo bolo bolo
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Oh Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare
Oh Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare.
Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe.
Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe.
Jaya Madhusudan 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 Jaya Madhusudan.
Jaya Madhusudan, Jaya Madhusudan, Jaya Madhusudan, Jaya Madhusudan.
Jaya Manima 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 Jaya Manima.
Manima, 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 Jaya Manima.
Jaya Giriraj Giriraj Jaya Giriraj Jaya Giriraj.
Giriraj, Giriraj, Jaya Giriraj.
Jaya Radha Ramana Radha Ramana Radhe.
Jaya Radha Ramana, Radha Ramana Radhe.
Jaya Radha Ramana Radha Ramana Radhe.
Jaya Radha Ramana, Radha Ramana Radhe.
Raghunandana Raghava Rama Hare Siya Rama Hare Siya Rama Hare.
Raghunandana Raghava Rama Hare Siya Rama Hare Siya Rama Hare.
Raghunandana Raghava Rama Hare Siya Rama Hare Siya Rama Hare.
Nandana Raghava Rama Hare Siya Rama Hare Siya Rama Hare.
Siya Rama Hare Siya Rama Hare Siya Rama Hare Siya Rama Hare.
Rama Hare Siya Rama Hare Siya Rama Hare Siya Rama Hare.
Siya Rama Hare Siya Rama Hare Siya Rama Hare Siya Rama Hare.
Siya Rama Hare Siya Rama Hare Siya Rama Hare Siya Rama Hare.
Oh Shri Ram Jai Ram Jaya Jaya Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jaya Ram.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Oh Shri Ram Jai Ram Jaya Jaya Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jaya Jaya Ram.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Oh Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Oh Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Oh Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Ram Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Ram.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai
Shri
Jai Ram.
Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Ram Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Ram.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Jagannath Swami Nayana Patagami Nayana Patagami Bhavatu me.
Jagannath Swami Nayana Patagami Nayana Patagami Bhava tumhe.
Jaya Jagannath Jaya Jagannath Jayo Sham Sundara Pyare Jagannath.
Jayo Jagannath, Jayo Jagannath, Jayo Sham Sundar Pyare Jagannath.
Jayo Baladev Jai Shubhadra Jai Maharani Jai सुभद्रा
जयो बलदेव जयो सुभद्रा जयो महारानी जयो सुभद्रा
जयो जगन्नाथ जयो जगन्नाथ जय श्याम सुंदर प्यारे जगन्नाथ
जयो जगन्नाथ जयो जगन्नाथ जयो श्याम सुंदर प्यारे जगन्नाथ
जयो बलदेव जय सुभद्रा जय महारानी जय सुभद्रा
जयो बलदेव जयो सुभद्रा जयो बलदेव जयो सुभद्रा
जयो सच्चिदानंद गौरा हरे विष्णु प्रिया प्राणधन नदिया बिहारे
जयो सच्चिदानंद गौरा हरे विष्णु प्रिया प्राणधन नदिया बिहारी
जयो निताय जयो निताय जय निताय एक चक्रदा
जयो निताय जयो निताय जयो निताय जयो एक चक्रधाम
बोलो गोरा 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 हरे पतित पावन गोरा हरे
गौरा 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 हरे पतित पावन हरे
बोलो हे राधा रानी की जय महारानी की जय राधा
रानी की जय महारानी की जय
हे राधा रानी की जय महारानी की जय
राधा रानी की जय महारानी की जय
हे बोलो बरसाने वाली की जय 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 हे बोलो वृंदावन वाली की जय 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 हे राधा रानी की जय महारानी की जय राधे राधे बोलो बरसाना में डोलो हे राधे राधे बोलो वृंदावन में डोलो हे राधे राधे बोलो कॉवेंट्री में डोलो हे राधे राधे बोलो अपने दिल में डोलो हे राधे राधे बोलो बरसाना में डोलो श्री राधे गोपाल बजमन श्री राधे श्री राधे गोपाल भजमन श्री राधे श्री राधे गोपाल राधे श्री राधे गोविंद राधे
राधे गोविंद राधे
जय जय राधे जय जय श्याम जय जय श्री वृंदावन धाम
जय जय राधे जय जय श्याम जय जय श्री वृंदावन धाम
जय जय राधे जय जय श्याम जय जय श्री वृंदावन धाम
जय जय राधे जय जय श्याम जय जय श्री वृंदावन धाम
प्यारी राधे प्यारो श्याम प्यारो श्री वृंदावन धाम
प्यारी राधे प्यारो श्याम प्यारो श्री वृंदावन धाम
पावन राधे पावन श्याम पावन श्री वृंदावन धाम
पावन राधे पावन श्याम पावन श्री वृंदावन धाम
जय गोविंदा जय गोपाल केशव माधव दीन दयाल जय गोविंदा जय गोपाल केशव माधव दीन दयाल
गोविंदा जय गोपाल केशव माधव दीन दयाल
दीन दयाल प्रभु दीन दयाल प्रभु मदन गोपाल
दीन दयाल प्रभु दीन दयाल प्रभु मदन गोपाल
श्याम सुंदर कन्हैया लाल गिरिवरधारी नंद दुलाल
सुंदर कन्हैया गिरिवरधारी नंद
श्याम सुंदर कन्हैया लाल गिरिवरधारी नंद दुलाल
श्याम सुंदर कन्हैया गिरिवरधारी
नंद दुलाल प्रभु नंद दुलाल नंद दुलाल प्रभु नंद दुलाल
नंद दुलाल प्रभु
बोलो राधे राधे हे राधे राधे
राधे राधे
राधे राधे
राधे राधे
ओ राधे राधे
राधे राधे
ओ राधे राधे
राधे
ओ राधे राधे
राधे
ओ राधे राधे ओ राधे 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 ओ राधे राधे जय राधे राधे जय राधे राधे ओ राधे राधे जय 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 राधे 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 ओ राधे राधे बोलो हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम
बोलो हरे कृष्णा हे हरे कृष्णा
हरे कृष्णा
हे Krishna, Hare Hare, Oh Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Bolo Jaya Jagannath, Jai Jagannath, Jagannath, Jai Jagannath, Jagannath, Baladev Subhadra, Baladev Subhadra, Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Hey Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Hey Gurudev, 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 Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Oh Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hey Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hey Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Jai Jai Shri Radhe.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's all right. Balaram is dancing, so he threw his gada. He threw his gada to us gadas.
नमो विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिवार अष्टो दिवांगे शेषी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की नमो विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिवारिकाचार्य अष्टो दिवांगे भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर महाराज की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से गो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की गंगा माँ यमुना माय की भक्ति देवी तुलसी महारानी की प्यारे सचन निताय चांद की जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की जय हो अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की Thy Gaura Premanande, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to Guru Sri Gaurangan Shil Prabhupada Shil Guru Maharaj ki.
So with the Prabhu, you had some name, your cousin. आप कहाँ थे यार जबरदस्त आप स्वार्थी हो गए
Hare Krishna. Remembering all the people on our list, which is a regular list, but especially a couple of departed souls we're remembering is one of my uncles, Ashok Vadikul, and Arvind Bhatte, B-H-A-T-E, yeah. So remember them, especially these people passed away recently. Hare Krishna.
Namaste Narasingaya Praladadayine Hiranyakashipu Vakshaha Shilatankana Kalaye Ito Narsingo Parato Narsingo Yato Yato Yami Tato Narsingo Radhe. Tava kara kamalavare naka adbhuta shringaya talita hiranyagashipu tanu bringa keshavadrita narahari rupa jaya jagadisha hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Keshavadita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Narsingadev, Jaya Narsingadev, Jaya Narsingadev, Jaya Narsingadev. Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj. Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Gurudev, 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 Gurudev. Nittai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nittai Gaura Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nittai Gaura